If you are looking to play a modern-style TTRPG where you can emulate the action and the stories from the 80s and 90s television shows and movies that many of us love, look no further. Streetwolves from Tablecat Games is a setting book for the Savage Worlds TTRPG. It uses the SWADE edition of the Savage Worlds rules, the newest set of rules. It builds upon the tropes that we know and are familiar with and love from those TV shows of the 80s and 90s. I'm talking anything from the A-Team to Knight Rider to Streethawk to Airwolf. This game will allow you to get those sorts of things done. It's also going to work for games like Mission Impossible, Acapulco Heat, Thunder in Paradise, if anyone remembers that one. It brings forth a number of optional rules, including cold opens and skill specializations, makes use of the montage scenes and the chase scenes that have been improved in the SWADE edition of the Savage Worlds rules. Setting rules include things like drive, relationships, fear, and favors. This is one I really like. The favor setting rule in the Streetwolves setting book allows you to collect favor points after successfully completing the mission. If you botch the mission, if it goes sideways, and you do not succeed, you do not get favor points. The number of favor points you get is based on the difficulty of the mission as well as the level of your character. Remember, we are talking Savage Worlds. There are no levels, but are you seasoned, veteran, etc. And the favor points become a shared resource that your team of street wolves can spend in the game to accomplish or get certain strings pulled. They have a few examples of how to spend favor points in the book itself. 1 point might get you a small cache of arms. You might be able to call in a seasoned extra to join the team for a special mission. 2 points might be tapping into the local police force and putting out an APB or getting hold of a muscle car or specialized vehicle to complete a mission. 3 points might get you access to specialized or regulated weapons like a flamethrower or explosives. You might also be able to tap into the courts and wipe out records or gain access to sealed records. 4 points, you might be able to have a major news organization run a story of your choosing, whether it is true or not. You may be able to have a higher level state authority or federal authority tell a lower level authority to back off and ignore the actions of your Street Wolves team. And at 5 points, your favor might be calling in a SWAT team or getting access to military grade equipment. Please, veterans, don't yell at me for that one. We all know what military grade really means. Another thing that's really neat in the system, I'll throw it up there on the screen, is going to be the complications that they have regarding chase rules. You roll on a table, you might be headed toward bushes or a chain link fence or a bumpy road. I think it's a pretty neat addition. And let's take a look at this real quick. They talk about getting ready for battle, that gear up scene, and look at the suggested songs that they have here. They're really trying to get you into that element. Savage Worlds has long been known for being excellent at delivering that two-fisted pulp action and early sci-fi a la Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. This supplement speeds up the dial a little bit, brings us into the 80s and 90s, and allows us to play those games that a lot of us remember from our youth that we've been looking for a system that knows how to do it. Yes, I know a lot of people play this in other systems. You might use GURPS, you might use Dungeons and Dragons, you might use some version of D20 Modern or Everyday Heroes. Some people I've heard run games like this using Mutants and Masterminds. I find Savage Worlds to be a nice, streamlined, rules elegant system because while it seems quite simple at the base level and when you're first getting into it, once you learn about the intricacies of the rules, you can do some pretty amazing things within the system. Anyhow, because I know I have a lot of mutuals and a lot of followers that are right about the same age range, if you didn't know about this game, I thought you might want to check out this game, Street Wolves from Tablecat Games, for use with Savage Worlds. Until I see you again, remember to be well, be safe, and be awesome, both to yourself and one another.